Welcome you all to the Video Laboratory of Electronic and Instrumentation Lab, 18 BTEC 311. I am Professor Amit Kumar Patil from Electronics and Communication Engineering Department, MIT School of Engineering, MIT ADT University, Pune. Today we will perform our next experiment. The title of the experiment is Measurements Using CRO. So in this experiment, we have to perform different objectives. CRO stands for cathode ray oscilloscope. It is an electronic instrumentation device used for the measurement of various applications. It is used for displaying a signal on the screen of the CRO. It is also used in the research purpose. It is a general purpose common application device used in various laboratories for various applications. So let us take the objectives of the CRO. So in this experiment, first objective is to understand the front panel of the CRO. We will understand all the knobs, buttons given on the front panel and function of it. Second task is to display a signal or waveform on the screen of the CRO. So here we will display the different signal like sinusoidal wave, square wave, triangular wave, etc. on the screen of CRO. The third objective is to perform calibration check and to measure calibration signal of the CRO. The fourth operation is we will perform different operations like ground check, probe check, signal coupling, verify calibration level, AC-DC ground. Next, fifth objective is to measure peak-to-peak voltage of the waveform and frequency of the waveform or signal generated on the screen of the CRO. And last, that is sixth objective is component testing. So here we will test different components like resistance, capacitance, diode, and we will plot the final figure obtained by the component testing. So this is the observation table. So in observation table, basically, when we display the signal or waveform on the screen of the CRO, then we have to take the readings of voltage and frequency. So in our observation table, first we'll take the reading of number of divisions on the y-axis, then volt per division. And then finally, we will obtain the voltage. So voltage will be obtained by multiplying number of divisions into volt per division. So division and division will cancel each other, and we will get the value of the voltage. Similarly, we will also calculate the time and frequency of the signal. So for this, we will take the readings, that is the number of divisions on the x-axis, and then the reading of the time per division. Then we will multiply both. So number of division on x-axis multiplied by time per division. Division will cancel each other, and we will get the reading of the time in seconds. And to obtain the frequency, we will take the reciprocal of the time. Frequency is 1 upon t, so it will give you the frequency of the signal. So in this way, we will take the voltage and frequency reading of the generated signal. Now at the last, we have to perform component testing operation. So for this purpose, we will use different components like resistance, diode, capacitor. We will test all these components, and we will draw the final graph or figure obtained by testing the components. So this is all about the introduction about the measurements using CRO experiment. Now let us come to the demonstration of the practical. So here you can see that this is a CRO, cathode ray oscilloscope. It is 30 megahertz oscilloscope. So the maximum range of the frequency is 30 megahertz from the AppLab company. So this CRO will be used for displaying the waveform and also for the measurement of the waveform for taking the different readings. And this is the function generator, also called signal generator. It is used for generating different signals like sine wave, square wave, triangular wave. So the signals generated by the function generator will be displayed on the screen of the CRO. So CRO is a displaying device used for displaying the waveform, and function generator is a generating device, signal generating device used for generating different signals. Now we will see all the buttons, knobs given on the front panel of CRO and on the front panel of function generator, and we will see how to use it. So now I will switch on the both the devices. Yes. So now we have switched on both the devices. So the first task that we have to obtain is, this is the probe of the CRO. This is called crocodile probe. So first operation we will perform on the CRO is we will calibrate the CRO. So this function you can find, a point is given here. This point is called the calibration point. So what we have to do, basically, this is the channel 1 of the CRO. Here you can find this is known as channel 1 of the CRO, and this button is given for channel 2 of the CRO. So the channel 1 has some controls, channel 2 also has some controls. I will show you all the controls one by one. First, this point, this is the on-off button of the CRO. The CRO is off now, and now the CRO is on. The second is the intensity control. So basically, this is used for increasing or decreasing the intensity of the waveform on the screen of the CRO. This button, focus, it is used to focus on the signal displayed on the screen of the CRO. It is used to increase or decrease the sharpness. And this point is known as the calibration point. So whenever we connect any channel, either channel 1 to this point or channel 2 to this point, then a square wave will be generated automatically on the screen of the CRO. Because you can see here that it is written that 0.2 volts, 1 kilohertz square wave symbol is given here. So basically, it is a calibration point. If we connect any of the two channels to this calibration point, then automatically a square wave is generated on the screen of the CRO. And the voltage of the square wave is 0.2 volt and frequency is 1 kilohertz. Now, first we will display the signal on the screen of the CRO. So this is channel 1, this is channel 2. So we can use any of the channels. So I am connecting this probe to the channel 1. And it also has two connections. One is red and one is black. So we have to use this red one. So if we connect this red wire to the calibration point, you will find that a square wave is displayed automatically on the screen of the CRO. So it shows that your probes are working properly. There is no discontinuity in your probe, and we are getting a calibrated signal that is a square wave. So now I will show you the different options given in the front panel on the screen of the CRO. So here you can find this knob. So this knob is used for moving the signal in upward direction or in downward direction. Similarly, this knob is used for shifting the signal either in the left side or in the right side. As you can see here, arrow is given in the horizontal direction. So it shifts the signal either in horizontal direction, either in left side or in right side. And it shifts the signal either in upside or in downside. So as you can see that vertical arrow is given here in both the sided. Two-sided vertical arrow is given here for shifting upside or downside in both the direction. And similarly here is also bidirectional arrow is given in the horizontal direction. Now this complete portion is for the channel 1. And this complete portion is for the channel 2. So now we will see the other buttons given here. So yes. So this option is basically used for grounding the signal. If I press it, now the signal is ground. So first we have to ground the signal, and we can see that our signal is grounded now. If I press it again, now the ground option is removed. So it is basically used for the ground check operation. Now you can see a button in the left side of it, AC/DC is written here. So this button is used to check the signal in AC and DC. For example, here AC is placed, so now it is the AC waveform. If I press it, so now the waveform is in the DC mode. So in DC, you will find that there should not be any negative values. That's why the waveform has moved above from the center value. So this line is the center line of the horizontal axis. And this is the vertical line of the vertical axis. So here you can find that if I press on AC, then AC has both positive values as well as the negative values. So the waveform is on both the directions. Positive side also, negative side. But if I press DC, the waveform is shifted from ground level to the positive side. The negative side is minimized to 0. Again, if I press the AC, the waveform will have both positive values as well as negative values. If I press DC, the waveform is shifted ago. So in this way, we can use it. So again, I am pressing back AC. We are keeping the waveform in the AC mode. Now, so this, all the buttons we understood. Now what is this? So this is used for increasing or decreasing the amplitude level. So here you can find basically what happens. It is used for setting the waveform in best display. For example, if I increases this is the volt per division knob. So what will it do? It basically expands the waveform in the vertical directions. So here you can see the waveform is expanded in vertical direction. Here the waveform will be back in its original position. So for expanding or compressing the waveform in vertical direction, this knob is used. And this is the time per division knob. So time per division is used for expanding or compressing the signal in horizontal direction. Here you can see that as I increases this knob, this is the time per division knob. Here it is getting increased. And as I lower down the value of this time per division knob, you can see that the waveform is getting close to each other. So in this way, you can use this button, volt per division knob, for expanding or compressing the waveform in vertical direction, and time per division waveform for increasing or decreasing the time, that is the frequency of the signal, in horizontal direction. Now this is for the channel 2. For the channel 2 again, you have this. If I want to connect it on channel 2, so what will I do? I will simply connect it on the channel 2. And here, from here, we have to select channel 2. From this button also, we have to select the channel 2. So here you can see that a waveform is generated on the screen. Yes. So again, we have displayed the same waveform on the screen of the CRO, but here we have used the channel 2 of the waveform. Previously, we have used channel 1 to display the waveform. Now we are using the channel 2 for displaying the waveform. So basically, what you have to do, we have to use these two knobs. This knob, volt per division, and this knob, that is the time per division. It is used for expanding or compressing in vertical direction. It is used for expanding or compressing in horizontal directions. And also, we have to use this level button. So here, you can find channel 1 and channel 2 option. If I press this, now the level will act on channel 1. And if I press it down, then the level will act on the channel 2. So in this way, with the help of volt per division, time per division, and level, we can display the waveform. So again, I am shifting to the channel 1. So here I am again shifting to the channel 1. So I have to press channel 1. Okay, remaining knobs should be off. So this knob is for channel 1. This is for channel 2. If I do not press it, means if I keep it in the original position, then no waveform will be displayed. If I press it, so now the channel 1 is on. And from here, also we have to press a button. Okay, so whenever it is upward, not in pressed mode, then it is used for the channel 1. And whenever we press channel 1 from here, then channel 1 will operate. Level is used for displaying the waveform in proper position. For example, if we are not getting a smooth waveform, so we have to adjust the level. So by adjusting the level, you will get the proper waveform on the screen of the CRO. So all these operations we have seen. Now, so all the operations we have performed, like AC, DC, then ground operation, probe check operation, displaying the waveform on the screen of the CRO. All the knobs also we have used for vertical direction, for horizontal direction, channel 1 operation, channel 2 operation, intensity, control, level. So now we will take the reading of the waveform. So in order to take the reading of the waveform, first we will take the amplitude reading. So how can you take the amplitude reading? So you have to see here, you have to count the number of divisions on the screen of the CRO. So you can see that in this one block, if we count vertically, then 0, 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, and 1. So this one block contains 5 divisions, and each division has its value of 0.2. So from here, if we start, it will be 0, 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, and 1. So it is one division complete. Now, above 1.2, 1.4, 1.6, 1.8, and 2. So you can see that for this waveform, 2 blocks are completely required. This is the position. From this to this. So 2 blocks are required. So what can I say that number of divisions on the y-axis are 2. So I will write the reading that. So I will write the reading that number of divisions on y-axis is equals to 2. Now come to this point. At this point, this is the volt per division for channel 1. We are using the channel 1. And on the channel 1, you can find the value of volt per division. It is written as 0.1. So value of volt per division is 0.1. Now if you multiply both this, so 2 divisions on y-axis multiplied by 0.1 volt per division. So division will cancel. 2 into 0.1 will give you 0.2 volt. So it will give you the first reading, that is the 0.2 volt. And you can also cross verify this. How can you cross verify this? So if you see at the downward side, you can see that here 0.2 volt is written already. It means the waveform which is displayed on the screen of the CRO has a voltage of 0.2 volt. So this is our first reading. Now we will take the reading of the frequency of the waveform. So for taking the voltage reading, count in the vertical directions. Now for taking the reading of the frequency, we will count in the horizontal direction. So I will adjust the waveform in proper way. Yes, the waveform is adjusted now. Now we will count the divisions in horizontal direction. So from here you can see that so waveform starts from here, goes from here, and then completes from here. So one cycle of waveform is completed here. Starts from here, goes vertically upward, then right hand side, then downward, then again right hand side, and then upward. So now one complete waveform is completed now. So this will complete 1 division, this will complete 2 division. We have to count in the horizontal direction. 0, 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, 1, 1.2, 1.4, 1.6, 1.2. So if we start from this to this complete block is 1 division. This block is also 1 division. So total 2 divisions are required. So from here we get that how many divisions are required? Total 2 divisions are required. So I will write that number of division on x-axis for one complete cycle in horizontal direction, number of divisions required are 2. Now we will check the time per division value. So you can see that this black knob is pointing at this position, 0.5, and here millisecond is written. So the value of time per division knob is 0.5 milliseconds. So this is the value for time per division. Because you can see here that here 0.5 is written, millisecond is written. So 0.5 millisecond is the value of the time per division knob. Now to calculate the time reading, we will multiply both the values. So for calculating the time reading, 2 divisions on x-axis multiplied by 0.5 milliseconds time per division. So now division and division will cancel with each other, and you will get 2 multiplied by 0.5. So it will be 1.0 milliseconds, or you can see that 1 millisecond. So this is the value for the time. Now if you want to calculate the frequency, so frequency is defined as 1 upon time period. It means 1 upon 1 millisecond, so it will give you 1 kilohertz. So 1 kilohertz is the frequency of the waveform. You can also see here. So if you can see at this knob, here it is written 0.2 volt 1 kilohertz square wave. It means we have taken the reading of the waveform correctly. So I will again writing the value of time is 1 millisecond and the frequency is 1 kilohertz. So thus we have completed the first set of our reading. Now this all operation we have performed on the screen of the CRO with the help of channel 1 or channel 2. Now we will use our another device known as function generator for displaying the waveform. So I will remove it from here, and now we will use the function generator. So for using the function generator, this BNC to BNC cable is required. So here you can find, if we take the front panel of the function generator, here frequency is written, here peak to peak voltage is written. So if I press it downwards, so it will show the voltage. If I press it upwards, it will show the frequency. And here you can see that different options are given. Means different range of the frequency is given. 0.2 to 20, 2 kilohertz, 0.2 hertz, 2 hertz, 20 hertz, 200 hertz, 2 kilohertz, 20 kilohertz, 200 kilohertz, 2 megahertz. And this is used for increasing or decreasing the value of the frequency. Okay, so now I will show you how to display the waveform. So we have to take the output of the function generator. So this is the output of function generator. And we have to connect this output of function generator to either channel 1 or either channel 2. So I am connecting here the output of function generator to the channel 1. Now you will see that some waveform is getting displayed on the screen or CRO, but the waveform is not properly visible. So to make the waveform properly visible, we will use this volt per division knob and time per division knob. Remember that whenever we have to display any signal on the screen of CRO properly, always we have to use volt per division for adjusting in vertical direction, time per division for adjusting in horizontal direction and level. So here you can see that, yes, so now the waveform is displayed on the screen of the CRO. Now you can see it. So now we have displayed a waveform on the screen of the CRO. So it is the sinusoidal signal generated on the screen of the CRO. Because from here we have pressed the sinusoidal operation. We can generate the waveform of different frequencies like 0.2 hertz, 2 hertz, 20, 200 hertz, 2 kilohertz, 20 kilohertz, 200 kilohertz, and 2 megahertz. So best display is obtained in case of 200 kilohertz. So we are displaying the 2 kilohertz sinusoidal signal on the screen of the CRO. Now we can also generate different signals on the screen of the CRO. For example, if I press this button, so this is the triangular wave. So now our waveform is changed in the triangular waveform. And if I press the next button, then it is the square waveform. So in this way also you can generate different signals using function generator like sinusoidal wave, triangular wave, square wave, and the corresponding signals will automatically get displayed on the screen of the CRO. And now we will come here. So basically this knob is used for increasing or decreasing the frequency. If I lower it down, then you can see that the value of frequency is getting decreased. If I increases it, then you can see that the value of frequency is getting increased. So it is used for increasing or decreasing the frequency of the waveform. Now, here you can see that the frequency of the waveform is 2.4 kilohertz. So in this way, we can reduce the frequency. It is now in hertz range. And now the frequency is 1 kilohertz, now 2.2 kilohertz, and now 2.433 kilohertz. Now to check the voltage level, that what is the voltage of the signal, press this button. So now it will display the voltage. So here you can see that, yes. So for increasing or decreasing the voltage, we use this button. So this button is used for increasing or decreasing the voltage. For example, you can see that 1.89 is the value of the voltage. If I keep on increasing it, the value of voltage is getting increased. 3 volt, 4 volt, 5 volt, 8 volt, 9 volt, and finally the 20 volt. So 20 volt is the maximum range of the voltage generated by this signal. So this signal generator has maximum voltage range of 20 volt and maximum frequency range of 2 megahertz. So now if we again reduce this knob, then you can see that the value of voltage is getting reduced. So in this way also we can increase or decrease the voltage level and increase or decrease the frequency. Now again if I press it, it will again show you the frequency. I press it down, it will show you the voltage. I again press it, it will show you the frequency range. Now again we will take reading of this waveform, which is generated using the function generator. So we have used the function generator for taking the reading of the waveform, and again we will use it now. Okay, so now we will take the reading using this. So now you can see that if we want to take the reading of this waveform, first we will take the reading of the voltage. So for taking the reading of the voltage, yes. So remember, voltage is always measured in the vertical direction. So for taking the voltage, count the number of divisions. So if I keep it in the center position, first I keep it in center position. Okay. Now count the number of divisions. So it is 1 block and 2 block. So 2 blocks are required for displaying the waveform in vertical direction. 1 block and 2 block. So number of divisions on y-axis are 2. So again I will write number of divisions on y-axis equals to 2. Now second is volt per division knob. Volt per division knob of channel 1 is set to 1 volt. So we will write here 1. Now to obtain the voltage reading, multiply this. Multiply number of division on y-axis with volt per division. So 2 into 1 will give you 2 volt. So the voltage of this waveform is 2 volt. We can also verify it, as the signal is generated by the function generator. So if we press it, you can see that it is showing approximately 1.8 volt, okay, which is approximately correct to the 2 volts. Okay, so this was our voltage. Now we can also measure the frequency of this waveform. So in order to measure the frequency of the waveform, we will adjust it. Yes. Now the waveform starts from this point and ends at this form. This completes the half cycle of the waveform. So this is the first half cycle of the waveform, and this is the second half cycle of the waveform. So from this point to this point, one complete cycle of the waveform is completed. So if I count from here, so from this to this, 1 division, from this to this, 1 division. So total 2 divisions are required. So number of divisions on x-axis are 2. Now we will check the value of time per division knob. So the value of time per division knob is now 0.2. 0.2, and here milliseconds is written. So value of time per division knob is 0.2 milliseconds. So 0.2 milliseconds. Now to calculate the value of time, multiply the number of divisions on x-axis with time per division. So that division and division will cancel with each other. So it will give you 2 into 0.2. So it will give you, okay, always you have to write here time per division. Okay, here you have to write time per division always. Similarly, here also we have to write time per division always. So this is the 2 divisions. So 2 division multiplied by 0.2 time per division. So division will cancel with each other. It will give you 0.4 milliseconds. So the value of time is 0.4 milliseconds. Now to calculate the frequency, we have to take the reciprocal of this. So reciprocal of this, what we will obtain? So frequency is 1 upon time period. It means 1 upon 0.4 milliseconds. So near about 1 divided by 0.4 means 10 by 4. So it will give you 4 to the 8 and 4 5 to 20. So 2.5 on 1 upon milliseconds, it will become kilohertz. Okay, because frequency is the reciprocal of the time. So 1 upon second will become hertz, and 1 upon milli will become kilo. So 2.5 kilohertz is the frequency of the waveform. And we can also verify it from the function generator. If I press it once again, you can see here it is written 2.431 kilohertz. So we are getting approximately same answer near about to 2.5 kilohertz. So in this way, we can generate different waveform and measure peak-to-peak voltage and frequency of the waveform. We can also perform different operations here. Like here we have performed, if you want to ground the signal is grounded now. Now the signal we are weaving in AC. Now if I press it down, so in this way you can verify the signal. And we can also verify the same signal on, we can also display the same signal on channel 2 also. So remove it from here, connect it here. Now to operate on channel 2, first off the channel 1 and press the channel 2. So now the channel 2 is on. Use volt per division knob, yes. And now we have to operate the level operation. So from here press channel 2, yes. So now the level is acting on the channel 2. If I press it once again, level is acting on channel 1, but we have connected function generator to the channel 2. So always we have to, if we are using channel 2, always select channel 2 from here. But if you are using channel 1, always select channel 1 from here. So I am selecting channel 2 from here as we are using now the channel 2, and you can see that the waveform is getting displayed on the screen of the CRO. So in this way, we have completed all the operation. Now we will come to our next task, that is how to attenuate the waveform. So I will again connect it to the first channel. Now keep the channel 1 on. Channel 1 is on. Also select channel 1 from here. So now the level is acting on the channel 1. Level is used for displaying the waveform in proper form. Yes. Now we will come to this operation, attenuation of the waveform. So to attenuate the waveform, first I will increase the voltage level of the waveform. So this knob is used for the voltage level of the waveform. So you can see that now the voltage of this waveform is 20 volt. Now if you want to attenuate it by 20 decibel, so we have to press this option. So now the voltage is getting attenuated by 20 dB, and you can see now from 20 volt it changes to the 2 volt. Again to back position. Now if you want to attenuate it by 40 dB, press it. So you can see that now the voltage has become 0.2 volt. And if you want to attenuate the voltage by 60 dB, press both the buttons. 20 plus 40 will give you 60. So the voltage level will become 0.02. And to display the waveform, you have to increase it. Yes. So basically volt per division knob is used for adjusting the waveform in vertical directions. The volt per division knob will not increase the voltage. Similarly, time per division knob will not increase the voltage. Voltage will be increased by this option for increasing the voltage or decreasing the voltage. And frequency will also be increased or decreased by this button given on the function generator. With the help of CRO, we cannot increase or decrease the voltage. We can just adjust the waveform so that it gets captured in proper display waveform. So in this way, so if I press again both the button, the voltage level is 20. If I press 20 dB, the waveform gets attenuated by 20 dB. From 20 volt, it becomes 2 volt. If I press again 40 dB, the waveform gets attenuated by 40 dB. So from 20 volt, it becomes 0.2 volt. To display the waveform, increase this knob, increase the value of volt per division knob. If I press both the buttons, from 20 volt, the waveform changes to 0.02 volt. To display the waveform in proper form, again, we have to adjust the volt per division knob. So in this way also, we can increase the attenuation level, and we can also display the waveform on the screen of the CRO. So all the options given here are used only for displaying the waveform in the proper form. So these buttons are not used for increasing or decreasing the voltage level or the frequency. We have to use function generator for increasing or decreasing the voltage level and also the frequency. Now we come to our last operation. So the last operation is component testing on the CRO. So to perform this component testing, first we will remove this probe. Now from here, we will press this option, CTC. So CTC is basically used for component testing, component checking. So now the CRO is in component mode. So we have these three components. This is the resistor. So we have to check all these components and draw the figure obtained by testing the components. So here you can see that two options are given here, CT1 and common. So as we have selected channel 1 from here, our channel 1 is selected. So we have to use these two for component checking. If I select channel 2 from here, then we have to use these two lower buttons for component testing. I am selecting channel 1 from here. So these two buttons will be now active. So to check the resistance, just insert the resistance in these two knobs given here and press component testing. So you can see that for resistor, a tilted line is obtained. A slightly tilted line is obtained. So you can also adjust it horizontally or vertically. So tilted line is adjusted, and this is the figure for the resistance. So if we are getting this tilted line for resistance checking, it means the resistance is correct. There is no breakdown in the resistance. Now we come to our second value. Second component is diode. Now we will check the diode, whether diode is working properly or not. So the black side is anode and the ring side is cathode of the diode. So we have to adjust diode in such a way that the cathode is inserted inside this common terminal and anode will be inserted in the upward terminal. So if we insert this diode, we are getting this waveform. So this is the shape for the diode. If such a shape is obtained, it means the diode is working perfectly. There is no breakdown in the diode. And last, we will check the capacitor. So this is the capacitor. It has two terminals. Long terminal is positive and the short terminal is negative. This is a ceramic capacitor. Again, to check the capacitor, we will again connect it. So first positive terminal here and the negative terminal in the black side. So this, you can see a oval type spherical shape is obtained. So this is the figure generated for the capacitor. If such a shape is obtained, it means your capacitor is working properly. So in this way, we have obtained all the figures. Now I will write what figures we have obtained. So for resistor, a vertically tilted line is obtained. In case of diode, we have obtained such a shape. And in case of capacitor, such a shape is obtained on the screen of the CRO. So in this way, we have completed all the operations, like to understand front panel of CRO, to verify AC, DC, ground, signal coupling level, calibration point, intensity, focus, volt per division, time per division, channel 1, channel 2, level operation, using function generator, attenuation operation, then increasing or decreasing the frequency, increasing or decreasing the voltage level, generating different signal like sine, square, triangular. So complete analysis we have completed using CRO and function generator. All the readings also we have taken. So that's all for today's experiment. Now I will show you the readings of the experiment. Thank you. Okay, now we have completed all the operations on CRO and function generator, and now we will take we have also taken the readings. Now I will show you the final readings obtained. So first we have taken this number of divisions on y-axis. Its value was 2 divisions. Volt per division, its value was 0.1 volt per division. So if you multiply both, 2 division into 0.1 volt per division, it will give you 0.2 volts. So basically this formula we have to use. Voltage will be calculated by number of division on y-axis multiplied by the volt per division value. Now for the second reading. Okay, continue this reading. For this also we have calculated the frequency. So the number of divisions on x-axis was found to be 2, and time per division value was 0.5 milliseconds per division. So if we multiply both the values, 2 division into 0.5 millisecond per division, division will cancel, and you will get 2 multiplied by 0.5. That will give you the 1 millisecond value. So this formula we are using. Time is equals to number of division on x-axis multiplied by time per division. Now, for calculating the frequency is given by 1 upon time period. So 1 upon 1 milliseconds, it will give you 1 kilohertz. 1 upon second will become hertz, and 1 upon milli will become 1 kilohertz. For the second reading, number of division on y-axis was 2. Volt per division was 1. If you multiply both, we will get 2 volts. Division will cancel. Similarly, for time, the number of division on x-axis was found to be 2. Time per division was 0.2 millisecond per division. If you multiply both these values, division will cancel. Time is found to be 0.4 milliseconds. If we take reciprocal of this, 1 upon 0.4 millisecond, it will give you the value of 2.5 kilohertz. So these are our voltage and frequency readings. And finally, the component testing. So we have tested resistance, resistor component. For resistor, this slightly tilted vertical line is obtained. We have also tested diode. For diode, this shape is obtained. And we have also tested capacitor. For capacitor, this shape is obtained, oval type spherical shape is obtained. So in this way, we have completed all the operations, taken all the readings. These are our results of the experiments, and these are the final figures obtained during the component test operation. So in this way, this experiment is completed, which is the measurements using CRO. So see you in the next experiment now. Thank you.